Oh, it's gone right again.
Slice?
Massive slice.
Is that a common shot that you hit out on the golf course? I mean, the fourth here at Mottram Hall 100% requires a draw. If you're slicing it here, you're getting in trouble. Today, me and Nat are going to talk through exactly what the factors are causing your slice from a body aspect, from a golf aspect, and then give you some drills to work at home. So let's go into just why a slice is caused first and foremost. I think we all know this, but let's just go through it. So very much an out to in path, so a club that's travelling across the golf ball with a face that's pointing considerably to the right for a right-handed golfer. So now, what do you see mostly in terms of like body that causes this club to work that way?
Yeah, a couple of things, Alex. So one of the key things is a lack of separation. This is it, the inability to move your upper body away from your lower and your lower body away from your upper, which gives you this over the top position, which, as you've just said, if you're coming out to in and then we've got the face open, we're getting this like wood chop position, cutting across the ball.
Yeah. Huge
block, big slice, particularly both. And that's the main thing that I typically see with a lot of golfers struggle with body-wise.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes more out with the driver as well when they try and do this a little bit faster. I mean, like here, it's quite an inviting tee shot.
Yeah.
Try to really go after that.
Yeah.
Not a bad shot.
It's in the house over there.
but it is, isn't it? We want to hit it hard with the driver, but we also want to be accurate with the driver as well. We don't want to hit it hard and lose the accuracy. So,
yeah.
In terms of separation, how can we build up some better separation from? Let's do it from if you're warming up before a round or you're watching this at home, and then a recommended exercise that you can do in the gym.
Yeah, I think the thing with separation is it's a bit of a brain skill, which is a good thing because you can teach it yourself quite quickly.
Okay, so it's not. Is it to do with mechanics as well?
Yeah, there's mechanics and there's physicality involved, mobility particularly, but it is a skill in order to be able to separate your upper away from your lower and then vice versa. So you remember those things when you're a kid when they get you to do this, and it's like,
I don't know if I can do that.
I mean, I'm just about doing it now, but it's taking practice. So it's this kind of a similar thing. So in a position where if you're in posture like this, what we want you to do to be able to separate your lower from your upper is to be able to rotate at the hips, and for me to not take the rest of my body with me, and then in reverse to separate your upper from your lower is for me to just be able to rotate over a stable base like this. So if you think a good golf swing has a particular sequence, doesn't it, in terms of firing into the downswing?
So if we show that particular sequence, what we're saying here is we don't want the ability for it all to work like this. What we're wanting really is to feel that the upper sort of separates from the lower in the backswing, and the lower separates from the upper in the downswing.
Yeah, and those things are happening at a split-second rate, so they're actually, to the naked eye, look like one piece a lot of the time, but biomechanically they're moving individually, and it's the ability to be able to do that which creates a straighter shot or a nice draw or a nice fade in terms of however you want to actually hit that shot. So for the people that are slicing it, when everything's moving as one piece, we're coming over the top and it encourages that position even more. And like you said, when you're trying to hit the ball harder with driver, the club is longer, you're further away from the ball, physically it demands more from the body, the chances of that being sliced increase.
So the crazy thing is about this is what you're doing with your body, the lack of brain skills. If you're new to this game, or relatively new to the game, in fact you could have been playing it for a while, you've just not got the brain or motor skills to do this at the minute. So let's go through a drill now to help you learn separation, and then we'll also go through a golf aspect as well to really marry these both up. And we want to hear your feedback on this. We want you to put these both into practice, get in those comments down below, report back on future videos, and let us know how your golf is improving. Me and Nat work together to help you improve your golf, and as we said in the past, all of Nat's information is down below. We know a lot of you have reached out and starting to see some real nice improvements on your game.
Yeah.
So, here you go. What's the first thing they could do at home? Right,
so the first skill then really is just simply to learn to separate, and I think it's a good idea to use a club or even like a wooden dowling or just something that you can use as a bit of a guideline, speed stick maybe. So if we start by putting the club across the shoulders here and we're keeping this level and then we come into posture, you're just going to hold onto it with the fingertips on the top of the shoulders. All you're going to do is try and rotate into one pocket and into the next pocket without taking the club with you. Okay. So really smooth and simple, you're just going to try and rotate like this, the right hip will come round, I'll come into the middle, and then I'm going the left hip coming round this way like that. So this is just
concentration then, doesn't it?
It does involve a bit of concentration, because actually when you're doing it properly, what you can feel is the core really fire up, you can feel the feet get stronger to the floor, and they're the physical things that we need for that movement to happen well.
What do we all hear now, everybody on TV, especially Bryson being one of them, or use the ground? Well,
yep.
In a nutshell, without going too complicated, that is it.
That's exactly it. So that's the first way. So that's separating the lower away from the upper. We then need the ability to do the opposite movement. So again, you're just going to use the club in the exact same position. And then all we're going to do now is, if you imagine your feet are glued to the floor, so you're going to press your toes into the ground nice and strong. And then all you're going to do is just rotate the club. Again, just into the middle, nice and slow and smooth. And just find those positions where you feel like I'm not taking my whole body with me like this.
Yeah, which we see most commonly.
Yeah, and I think the way to practice that is then to do it a little bit quicker. You know, when you get good at it, just start to move a little bit faster.
Okay, so if you're at the gym and you want to take it a little bit more weight and you feel like you've mastered this, how could we improve that?
So there's a couple of simple things you could do. You can actually do this at home as well instead of the gym. You could just use a wall. So let's say, for example, the golf club here is a wall. I'm just going to put my hands on the wall like this, and I'm going to come into posture, and I can start to rotate like this into both hip. And then just mess around with your position, so come closer to the wall like this and start to turn on a different angle and see, does that make it easier or harder. And one simple way that you could use is just to use the resistance band, like we have done loads of times. So I've got a resistance band here on the side of me. I'm going to drag it into the middle, I'm going to put the band out, and then I'm going to start to turn like this, so I'm engaging a bit more of the core, making it more difficult than the actual skill itself.
Yeah. And that's a great way for us to actually learn those skills. So let's take this now to the next stage. I'm going to borrow your club net here.
Go for it.
And from a golf point of view, so if you think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to show you that your body is a very important skill to understand and an important thing to get right in the golf swing, but then complementing that with some drills and some golf movements, we can actually move your golf swing on a lot quicker. Just doing the drills, you might not have the motor skills to do it.
Yeah.
Just doing the fitness, you get that great. Complement it with some golf, you're going to really move your golf swing forward. Okay, so what I want to see here is, I think it's very similar what you were saying then. I think a lot of golfers, if we can just start off firstly getting the sequence right in your golf swing. So can we feel upper moves then lower, and then we feel like we start with lower to upper. And what this will feel like to many golfers, especially in that downswing, this butt end of the golf club is pointing more sort of down towards the golf ball level than up and above. So what I really want you to think about here is, I think a practical way and a drill of doing this on the range is really nice and slow. In terms of a slow practice swing, can we move to the top? Can we feel 5% shift, lower half goes first, and the upper half is only dragged through by the belt buckle moving to target. Really nice simple feeling that really complements what you're going to do off the golf course. So the only thing to do now is try and hit it. Am I hitting or you?
I think you should hit this one.
No pressure. Okay, so if I was on the golf course right now, this is what I want to feel. Lower first, drag it through, and really over-exaggerate that, because you're going to have the same things. I think if you can complement the gym work with a similar feeling in the golf swing, it's going to be a nice thing to take to the course. That can't always happen, but in this case, we can. Okay, here we go. I've never drawn it in my life.
Still not drawing it.
Straight though. So there you go. Hopefully you really enjoyed that video. Some simple exercises to do in terms of in the gym or at home, and some stuff to do on the golf course. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to reach out to Natalie. All her information is down below. I know we always say this, but we're literally scratching the surface on golf fitness. Thanks for watching.